My movement. I've just been shooting a lot of. Well, I've not actually been shooting as much boxing lately, but I do have a show that's up right now at the Compound Gallery in Oakland, California. It features work of the Cuban boxers that I followed in earlier this year in 2015. Cuba produces so many amazing talent and boxers, and I just wanted to see what their training conditions were like and what it was over there that enabled them to be really competitive on the amateur scene.
What inspired you to do such a project?
I've always just kind of been interested in the country. It's been like America's forbidden fruit, so I headed over there, part for vacation, part for portfolio building purposes. And then I visited this gym that I went to a couple of years ago on my first trip over there. And the coach over there remembered me, and they just kind of embraced me really well and really quickly. I guess they were excited that an American was interested in their craft and what they did. And so it was just a really natural transition for me, having shot so much boxing over here in the States, and then coming over to Cuba was just kind of, it was natural. In spite of language barriers and cultural barriers, boxing is something that I can understand and appreciate. And so that made sense for me to shoot.
And what about Cuba is so interesting, and what Cuban fighters are must-see TV for you?
Oh, okay. I don't know. It's almost kind of like I'm not going to speak authoritatively on this because I'm not a boxer, and I don't want to make a fool of myself by pretending that I have any sort of knowledge about that. But there's a certain kind of like dance and rhythm that they have to their fighting style. They kind of like weave in and out, and it's really just interesting to watch. It's kind of a beautiful way of dancing and fighting at the same time.
And one kind of deep question, do you think that part of the reason why Cuba is the forbidden fruit of the U.S. is partially because it offers a different form of government and society, and that's partially what is so scary about it?
Oh, yeah. Well, socialism is kind of a big... it's a bad word out here in the States, and we kind of see that with Bernie Sanders' campaign right now. I don't want to get too political, but I think that sort of way of governing is kind of a threat to the way that our own country governs ourselves. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, that's a big deal.